All right, we're about to go live. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're live on Facebook, and we're also live on our YouTube channel at digitalnomad.net. So you may be watching me either of those places. Hey, it's Mike Young, and I am the guy that runs a digitalnomad.net, the YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber, actually go ahead and subscribe. You may have seen I recently did a video where I documented an entire towing trip with my electric Tesla Model X. I drove it over 1,000 miles over the course of almost 3 days, pulled an enclosed trailer weight of over 4,000 pounds. And my experience with that, and it was very interesting. And yesterday, today's the 15th of October 2019, but you may be watching this, not live, which is fine. The content's still going to be, pretty interesting. I did a video on the 14th yesterday, and I did it in one of my Facebook groups. Let me look at my notes here. We have a number of Facebook groups for different pure electric vehicle companies. And one of them we have is actually one that is called Atlis Electric Vehicles Discussion. Atlis, A-T-L-I-S. Now, some of you may or may not know that's a pure electric vehicle company that has not produced its own vehicle yet. It's kind of like Rivian. They're specializing in trucks. And where Rivian looks like specializing in traditional body-on-frame pickup and then SUV trucks, it looks to me like Atlis is really specializing in just pure pickup trucks. I don't see anything about an SUV version. So what was interesting is I put this video out yesterday, and then in that Atlis electric vehicle discussion, and like I said, go ahead and join it if you want to find out about Atlis. Pretty interesting company, especially now that I've had the experiences that I have had with towing. The CEO of that company, Mark Hanchett, actually wrote down some points about towing, and that's the point of this video. So I mentioned Mark in the title of this video. He's not actually going to be in this video, though I'd love to do a video with him, especially after my experience, which what I've done. And I'm going to be doing more towing in the near future. Actually, most of my driving in the near future is going to be towing this big heavy load, which will be more than 4,000 pounds. It'll be closer to the limit of 5,000 when I'm actually towing all the time. So let's go through Mark's points. He made a comment with 7 points in it regarding towing, and all of them were pretty interesting. And if you have some comments, by all means, let me know some comments here. Any questions, concerns? Actually, I'm gonna have to flip back and forth because I'm not using the streaming service right now between YouTube and Facebook. I don't see any comments right now, but if you have any, let me know. Let me look at my notes, and I'll start going through Mark's comments and discuss each one of them, each of the 7 points. First one was, number one, oh, someone is calling me. I have to not answer that right now. So if that's you, I'll call you back. Okay. Point number one, the vehicle must be designed specifically for towing and heavy payload capabilities from the start. Now, he doesn't go into any elaboration of what that is, but obviously my Tesla Model X is built on the Tesla Model S platform and shares a lot of the same parts. Not all of them, but a lot of the parts are shared. So I don't know what Mark would think about Tesla Model X being designed from the start as for towing and heavy payload, but my guess is he'd probably say no, it was not designed from the start. Now, Rivian, if you guys are watching this on my Rivian group, and the Rivian group is also similarly named like the Atlis Electric Vehicles. It's Rivian Electric Vehicles Discussion. That's the name of that one. And sorry, I'm flipping through. Yeah, Atlis Electric Vehicles Discussion and Rivian Electric Vehicles Discussion. But I think Rivian is, even though it has a SUV version and a pickup truck version, I think that Mark would probably say that Rivian is probably his direct competition and that they have been designed specifically for towing and heavy payload capabilities from the start. Now, keep in mind, the Tesla Model X is considered a truck. It's considered a heavy truck because it's a GVWR gross vehicle weight rating of, I think, like 5,000 pounds or more, right? For IRS purposes, that's how they classify the part where you change from a light truck to a heavy truck. So that's actually considered a heavy truck, or not a light truck anyway. All right, let's go to point number 2 from Mark. Number 2, any truck with less than 300 miles of base range is pointless. Now, mine has 257 from the factory. I got the 90 kilowatt pack, and as I've mentioned in my 2-hour and 40-minute video documenting the experience, which you can find on my channel, I quickly recognize that it's not enough. I really wish I had more 100 kilowatts would be nice. 130 or 140 would be even nicer. But I totally agree with him, Mark, here. Part of number 2, battery pack sizes should be accommodating for the specific use case, and heavy-duty towing trucks should have a minimum 400 or 500 miles of range to start. All right, so I think the 100 kilowatt pack on Tesla Model X, which is their only towing vehicle right now, we've speculated on what the pickup truck's going to be, but Model X right now is their only towing vehicle, is like 325 miles, I think, something like that, versus my 257, and that makes all the difference in the world when towing. So I totally agree with Mark. I would love to have more, and I think if they have a 130 kilowatt pack, it might be up close to 400 miles, which is his minimum. Okay, so he's saying like 300 or less is like a bare minimum. 400 to 500 miles of range without being weighted down with a trailer is preferred, and I would agree with that. Actually, it looks like Mark skipped number 3. There's only, well, he did make a little mistake here. I'm going to cover up for him since you don't see this, but there's only 6 points. Number 3, which is labeled as number 4, existing charging infrastructure. Maybe there was a number 3 and he deleted it. I don't know. Mark, if you're out there watching this, let me know if you meant to have a number 3 on here. But number 3 is existing charging infrastructure is not adequate for trucks. Drive-through setups are required. No more pull-in systems. Okay, pull-in system is what we have now, where you've got to park as a regular vehicle in a parking lot. It's not a drive-through, because most of all gasoline fueling stations are drive-through stations. And yeah, I totally agree with Mark, and I've noted that in my documenting of my 1,000-mile plus journey, that really need that. Need it so bad. And of course, nobody has a system set up for drive-through electric charging right now. It's not to say that gasoline and diesel stations won't disappear and they'll replace them with drive-through electric facilities, but for right now, they're not doing that. So for right now, it's tough. So I'm out there in a time when I really shouldn't be doing this with a vehicle that's less than adequate. I'm doing it anyway. So you get to watch all the fun that happens because of that. All right, number 4 from Mark. Charge times matter more when towing. Shorter range means more time spent charging. Yes, because you need to stop more often, and you need to charge. And then, as I found out, as you top off the battery, it takes forever, since the charge rate slows down as the battery gets more full, as in your mobile phone battery. Same thing, forever. Last part of what Mark says on this one: 30 minutes to 60-minute charge times are too long. Yeah, well, I would be okay with 30 minutes personally. If I could drive through and charge for 30 minutes at each time, that would be amazing. I would be okay with that. But, some of these stops that I'm making, I have to unhook my trailer, and sometimes it's raining, and I documented that in the video. Sometimes it's raining, and I have to charge for like sometimes an hour and a half in order to get my battery all the way up, because as I've documented, I will go down to like between 20 miles to 0 miles to get to the next supercharging station. And it's very stressful, very range anxiety inducing. That's just the way it is right now. But I'm going to keep doing it anyway. All right, number 5 from Mark. Shorter charge times combined with few distances between stations means greater utilization and less risk. Yes, absolutely. I would love to have more charging stations. Right now, the 100-mile distance between some of these Tesla superchargers is just unbelievably nerve-wracking, okay? But it's doable. It's just incredibly nerve-wracking. And it says, i.e., gas stations are plentiful. Yes, they are. We are specifically thinking of deploying single stations, but in much more distributed manners versus large 12-station deployments in only a few places. That's interesting. Single stations. Well, I guess if you can charge in 5 to 10 minutes and you can make sure that somebody's going to leave and not try to top off, then that might make sense, having a single station on every mile or something like that. Would be awesome. But that's going to be way into the future at this point. I can't see that happening. Even if we started today, it would be several years till all that got built out, I think. But Mark, let me know if you have more detail on that, how you would do that. That's interesting. All right, and on number 7, which is actually number 6, go back and see number 1, which was the vehicle must be designed specifically for towing and heavy payload capabilities from the start. Efficiency while towing matters. Yeah, I pointed this out too. Efficiency while not towing gets tossed out the window once the trailer is attached. Yes, I completely agree. Like my super efficient, super aerodynamic Tesla Model X, the most aerodynamic SUV ever developed, is pointless when you throw a big brick to the wind behind it, like I've got this enclosed trailer behind it. So I completely agree, Mark. So designed for the use case, not for marketing hype. Yeah, I agree. So yes, these trucks that are coming out, I know Rivian, I've noted that in some of my videos, that Rivian is definitely less efficient as a standalone vehicle. And I'm sure that Atlis is probably going to be less efficient too. But like Mark says, he's probably going to have 400 to 500 mile ranges. Although some of the base model trucks, the price leaders, right, are not going to have 400 to 500. And that's what I'm concerned about with Tesla pickup coming out. And we will soon see, because November unveiling is supposed to happen very soon, a couple weeks. But what do you guys think of these points that Mark brings up? I'm going to share this video across other things. It won't be the live format, but I'm going to share it to my other groups. I've broadcast it live here through the Tesla Model X group, because this is the most active and largest towing EV group that I have right now. The Rivian is catching up, actually, and the Atlis is only like 500 members right now, although we'd love to grow that one and get it bigger too. So I agree. It's what matters is when you get the trailer hooked up and how much range you have. So the price leader, I'm very concerned about the Tesla pickup truck price leader at $49,900 or just under $50,000. What kind of range is that going to have without a trailer? And is it going to have this 300 minimum? I don't think so. I don't see how they can put a 300-mile minimum range, unless they're not going to be releasing it for another 2 years and they're expecting prices to come down. But I'm saying right now, right here, right now, how in the world are they going to get a truck for $50,000 or less, like a couple dollars less, that's going to have at least 300 miles of range? I think today it's the price, though. Although the price is getting there, right? You can get a Model X for like $80,000, I think, now, and they all have the 100 kilowatt, 325-mile range, so it's closer, and it's like $80,000. So we're getting closer, but right now I think a lot of economies of scale and new battery technologies have to come into play in order to make this a reality. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and go over this list. Let me know which of these points is most concerning to you. Let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll make videos about specific points to this, but also keep tuning into my channel. Like I said, adigitalnomad.net. If this matters to you, go to adigitalnomad.net. Subscribe to the channel. You're going to hear all kinds of stuff here about towing with electric vehicles, because I'm going to be doing it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. Let me turn this last one off.